Hello. Well, this is the recording of the November 10th opportunity session, sort of. Despite my reminders I had listed for myself, I managed to forget to click the record button. So this is actually a not live recording. We did have one participant that was live with us, so we weren't able to really do a discussion about ideas and motivations, but I do want to at least record for you the things that I wanted to show in terms of like the Career Center and some student resources that I created a while back that you might be able to use to just really kind of refresh your use of Achieve 3000. You know, it's something that we've been doing for a long time. The novelty wears off. We constantly have to work hard to remotivate kids and make them excited about doing this work again, or for the first time possibly. So what I really wanted to show was the Career Center. And I forgot I wanted to log in as a student here, so give me just a second. I want you to see what the students see on their side with this. So let me log into a student account. And right here under Resources, if you go to the Career Center, that's not probably a section that you've ever directed students to, or maybe you didn't even know was there, but they did release this about a year ago. I think it was at the start of last school year that we had this Career Center option available. So if students go there, they have all these different categories they can look through, and within each one they can see different career options that are listed there. Now, this is by no means an extensive list of careers. There's an extremely high likelihood that your students will want to check off a career option that they can't find. So just prepare them for that, and maybe they just mark something that's similar or that would be close in nature to what they think they might want to be interested in doing for a career. So I'm going to go just for an example here. Let's say a student thinks they might want to be an attorney or maybe a cop. You know, they can check off a couple options. You certainly don't want them to go crazy with this. Just one or two options would be a good idea. And then they can click on Find Careers. Now, Anna, who I logged into, I had already actually done this, and so what's listed here as her top career choice is a teacher. Oops, sorry. And it's telling her here that she's right on track to meet that career goal. And then right here it'll tell her the educational requirements for that career goal. So it'll tell her that she needs one of these types of degrees, and just kind of some additional information about what kind of training she would need to pursue after high school to meet that career goal. But then here there is a thermometer showing her the career goal Lexile level, telling her that for this career she's going to need a Lexile of 1255. And it also shows her current Lexile. Now, as far as I'm aware, this is the only place in Achieve 3000 where students can actually see their Lexile number. Certainly teachers can give them that information, but this is the only place where they actually see that for themselves. So it's tracking her career or her current Lexile against where she's trying to get by the time she graduates. And obviously she has a lot of time as only being a fifth grader to fill this gap. So if I scroll on down here, you can see the attorney and police officer options that I chose. Obviously the attorney has a really high career Lexile, and so there's a bigger gap for her to fill if she wants to make that career option. I honestly hope she doesn't, but that's okay. Police officer here again is showing her where she is and where she needs to be if she wants to choose that career option. She can mark either one of these second and third choices as her top career goal if she would prefer to do that. Okay, so that's just a really quick thing that you can direct students to, but I also want to show you some other support materials that Achieve has available that you could use along with sending students to the Career Center, that maybe you can set aside, you know, one particular day where you're going to let students talk about this and set some career goals, and then it can become part of a daily thing to kind of track their progress towards that. So I need to log back into my teacher account in order to show you those resources. Okay, so logged into your teacher account, if you go to Training and Support and visit the Learning Center. And I'm going to just pause right here for a minute, because if you are not familiar with this area of Achieve 3000, you really need to spend some time browsing it. There are so many great resources tucked away here that you would really benefit from using in your classroom. So training and support, and then visit the Learning Center. The first thing that comes up are some learning paths for you as a teacher to kind of self-train towards understanding and using Achieve 3000 better in your classroom. But where we're going to go right now is to the Resources tab. If I click on that, there's so many great things in here, but I'm going to focus specifically on the ones that pertain to our topic for today about keeping kids motivated and making them more excited about using Achieve 3000. So if I come here and I click on student goal setting, these materials go very, very well with a discussion from that Career Center. I'm going to go to the second one first, because it's kind of like a lesson plan about how you can use that Career Center, and it's telling you all kinds of tips for using it, and gives you links to different websites and handouts and resources that you can use along with that to help students track their assignment and track their progress towards those goals. So they've kind of got a whole plan laid out for you there. This document's really nice. Especially if you were going to spend some time on that Career Center. It gives you a place to have the students record their start of the school year lexile, what their goal is for the end of the school year, and then also what's their goal for graduation. And to help them set a goal for graduation, you can have them use that Career Center to list some career choices that they might want to pursue, the lexile that's required for that career, and kind of just give some thought to the future, and be able to have a purpose for why they're working so hard. Tracking my assignments, I really think that this tool might be really good. I don't know if I would personally use this with the entire class. I think I might use this kind of document for an individual student who is really struggling to get their work done or do quality work, because it has things in it like, did I complete all of my assigned lessons and steps? What do I still need to finish? So I think I would probably use this on an individual as needed basis, but it could certainly be used in a number of different ways. This is something that I would definitely use with my entire class. It's a way for students to track their first try score on their Achieve articles, so they can list the date, and then they can mark their score. It's also really emphasizing that we want it to be this line or higher. We want it to hit that 75% mark. Also gives them a little bit of graphing skills and some notes here, so they could make some notes if there was some reasons why they didn't perform like they should. They could make a note of that there. So I really love that tracking tool. It's something that you can have the students turn in at the end of the week, and you could even take a grade on. So really good things there under student goal setting. I'm going to scroll past all of these, although there's some great stuff in there, but it's more about teaching specific skills. I hope you will explore that at some point in time, but I'm going to stay true to our topic and for today's opportunity. So I'm going to move down here to the motivation and incentives section. If I click on motivation program, oops, I don't think I got it. There we go. Achievement printout template. I want to open this up. This is a Word document so that you can edit it specifically for your own classroom and kind of customize it a little bit. Give me just a second to get this Word document opened. Okay, here we go. So it's showing you all kinds of different things that you can use in Achieve 3000 and how you can use them. It kind of gives you some ideas for how to put them to use. And then they have all these different little achievement badges. You can actually award these virtually within Achieve 3000, but this is a printable version that you can do as well if you wanted to give them something that they can put up on a chart or a bulletin board or on their desk or something like that. So, and again, you can edit this so that you could make it say, whatever particular thing that you wanted it to say for your classroom. So there's a good resource that you can use. If I go down here to the incentives section, This is their token economy and raffle systems. I love token economies. I think that they are a really great motivator for kids, but they also simulate the real world and the life that they're going to lead in the future. And so I really think that they're terrific. But this is a BizBucks bank report, and it's basically just a handout where they list the title of their article, their scores, first try, second try scores. They have to summarize it, and then once they fill out this little report, they can turn it into the banker to get paid for their work. And then to go along with that are the actual BizBucks that you would pay them with, which look like this. They're just little Achieve $3,000 bills. So I think that's a pretty fun thing that can possibly motivate your class. They also have raffle tickets. A lot of teachers are already using these. Just a printout that you can do, cut it apart, put students' name on here, award them these when they get over 75%, or some teachers only give them a raffle ticket if they get a perfect score. However you wanted to organize it in your class, and then, however often you can do a raffle so that students can win some prizes for doing good work. Progress charts, if we scroll on down here. There's all kinds of behavior charts and lesson plan progress monitoring and multiple choice activity progress chart. This is very similar to that, tracking their scores. There's several different things, certificates that you can use. So I won't open up each and every one of these, but these are good things that you could also use for that motivation and incentive that you need to keep your students going with Achieve. So another thing I wanted to show is something that I created rather a long time ago, but I updated today to make sure that it matched the new format of Achieve 3000. And that is my student guide. So if you go to My Big Campus, and you can go to the library if you want, but you can actually find it just searching in this box. Just search for Achieve 3000. Go ahead and hit enter, and the second item that comes up here, it has my little avatar figure on it, the Student Guide to Achieve 3000. If you click on that bundle, this is basically me directly speaking to the students about why we have Achieve 3000, why it is so important for them to improve their reading comprehension skills. So it starts with a 5-minute video about their Lexile, what a Lexile is, how that relates to their future career. One of the things that I point out in here is the very true fact that for the most part, the better you can read and understand what you're reading, the higher your Lexile level, the greater your potential to make a decent salary in life. And that usually gets kids' attention when they realize that not being a good reader is going to limit the kind of career options and salaries that they have in their future. So it talks about that. It also goes through a scenario of a student who is several grade levels behind in their Lexile level, and the fact that they aren't going to be able to achieve their career goals, and talks about what they need to do to use this program to close that gap and get where they need to be so that they can do what they want to do in life. So a little 5-minute video about that, followed by a quiz, which you would have the option to give to your students. And if you need to know something about like how to make a copy of that and how to be able to assign it to your class and actually use that quiz, if you're not sure how to do that in My Big Campus, shoot me an email. I'll be happy to walk you through the process that you would need to go through in order to do that. The next section here is becoming a better reader, and in this section I kind of highlight 5 key things that students really need to focus on while they're doing their Achieve 3000 articles. We see a lot of kids who are just clicking through. They're skimming, they're clicking through choices, they're really not giving it 100% effort. And so this is me kind of addressing that issue and talking about the key things that they really need to give some attention to if this program is going to do them any good. So they're listed here in the bundle. There's also a handout version of that same content. And then down here is a video, again about a 5-minute video of me really emphasizing those things verbally. Again, this is recorded as if I'm addressing the students, so you'll be able to see that I'm speaking to kids here in this video. So Again, there's a schoolwork quiz that goes along with that video to make sure they got the main points down there. And then down below, there is the opportunity for them to contact me. I have worked one-on-one with some students to really help them make some progress with their Lexile, whether they're a high achiever, and so their articles are really tough, and how do they keep moving forward, or the really low achievers who may be frustrated. So if you have any students like that you've spoken with and you've worked with, but just can't seem to get them to be showing some growth, I would be happy to step in. Not that I'm any better at that than you are, but this sometimes a shift in person can kind of make a difference. And I would love to communicate with your students about that. So, and then down below is a link to take them directly to Achieve 3000 from there and get started with an article. So that bundle is available